So we might as well start with something good. Can you talk about Miles's amazing block and just how cool that was to see another one of those?
Yeah, it was well executed by everyone on the unit, Miles in the interior, and then obviously we get the scoop and score from Rodney, and then the effort to finish the blocks down the field by a number of guys, Mamu, Devin Bush.
Well, I know we talked about it last year when Miles did in Indy, but is the counter to that if you're the offense, you stand it up quicker? Is that why you can't do it a lot because you're the counter to that?
Yeah, and then there's a happy medium there because if you raise up, then you don't have as much, I would say, anchor to be able to sustain like straight bull rush there in that sense. So that's why you're coached to stay low. So.
Last year you said the play call was Indy. Did you change the name of it this year?
Yeah, we called it Aggie. Texas A&M. Yeah.
I'm sure you have a block fake field goal in your playbook, and wondered why at the end of the game that wasn't a good situation for him. Because Kevin said yesterday he didn't consider the fake with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think in that situation, I feel like if you're the field goal block unit in that spot, I would say you're probably playing against something like that. You're looking for something like that in that situation because the field goal can't get you beat at that point because you're still up 4, right? So the thing that can get you beat is a fake to get 6. So.
Do you ever wonder if the competition committee would look at that play at all? I mean, it's a great, obviously it's a great play, but do you ever wonder if that's something they would ever?
No, I don't think that they would look at that play. I think that everything in the play is legal, and I think that there's no risk of injury with the play or anything like that. So it was credit to those guys and credit to 95. I mean, to be able to execute that at a high level 2 years in a row was remarkable. So, and I will say this, like those guys put in the time and there's a lot of detail that goes into that play. So.
What's it like to watch him practice there? Because he said after the game, like, he will jump over people in practice. He said it was Zach Sinner last week.
Yeah. Practice execution equals game reality. That's what Belichick used to say.
Yeah,
It's true.
Naheem Hines. I mean, back in Greenbrier, he looked ready. So here we are, and he looks ready. What can he add to your return team?
Naheem's had really good production in his career. I had him for a number of years with the Colts, and then obviously he goes to Buffalo and does a tremendous job there as their returner. The thing with him is he's explosive and he is fast, and he's hard to catch. So he's an aggressive downhill runner. Even despite his size, he's not really like a cut back stretching. Like he's more of a stretch and cut, get downhill type of guy. And he's definitely a tough guy to tackle. So explosive guy that gives you a shot every time he touches the ball.
You liked him on kickoffs and punt?
Yeah. Yep. He's done both, and he's done them both at a high level.
Some of the guys have been relaying that you talked to them about the 2018 Colts and how the Colts started that season and how they finished that season. So can you share with us the message and just what that must have been like that year?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some parallels to that team and to this team. I think that, we started out that year, obviously it was a new staff. We have a new offensive staff here. Just trying to find an identity. And I think that at one point it just kind of clicked. And and Frank did a really good job that year of, and I think Kevin's doing a good job with our team of, trying to go 1-0, just figuring out a way to go 1-0, and just worry about the game at hand and the task at hand. And I think that if you start to worry about and think down the road, or think about the past, it doesn't put you in a good spot. I think if you just put all your focus on that week and that current week, and I mean, typically it's like that every week, but really emphasizing how can we go 1-0? Like, what do we need to do to win this game? and then we'll worry about the next game the next week. But just trying to go 1-0 and just get that one win to get a spark and to create some momentum.
But
What-
I know you did this last year and got all the guys' work shirts, right? That was you with their like names on it. Did
Yeah.
you do that again this year? Because some of them had them out yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I ordered those a few weeks ago, and and just the messages. And Coach Harbaugh, when he coached me in San Francisco, he did that with our team. The messages, like, for me in the kicking game is like, we're going to work, and we're gonna outwork our opponent, and we're gonna finish, and we're gonna play with high effort, and I think our guys have done a good job with that. And just the emphasis on, the results will come. You just got to keep working hard. So I think that our team will continue to do that and fight and try to get back on track.
What clicked? Was it everything, or was it an offensive spark, a defensive spark, a special team spark back in 2018?
Yeah, I think it was just playing complementary football. You need all three phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. Being able to control the field, put our defense and our offense in a good spot, and then create opportunities for our guys and put. And your best players have to make plays. In all three phases. So once you get production from your best players, I mean the guys that are supposed to make plays need to make plays.
Luck's first year?
No, that was his last full season. Yeah,
That helped.
first year with Frank though.
That helped, having
Yeah,
Andrew Luck.
for sure. Yep.
Having new members on the staff. Does that take a while to get used to when you have, whatever it is this year, 4 or 5 new guys on the staff? Does it take a while just to connect? Or
I'm sure it does. I mean, I haven't been involved. Like, I mean, look, on the staff that I'm on, like the special team staff, there's 2 of us. So, but I would think that, it takes a little bit of time to figure everybody out. And, especially like when you're planning and thinking of like runs or passes that you like or play, whatever it is, I'm sure that it takes a little bit of time.
Bubba, how did Rex do first game out there?
I thought Rex did a good job. I thought he did a good job, and just going to continue to keep getting him work, and he's done a good job. He recognizes looks well. So he's done a good job, and he's practiced well, so it's been good.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Ready to roll. All right. All right, all.
So what's your message to guys like Elijah and Jerry and Cedric now that you don't have Amari?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is just like any season, whether it's losing guys, trade, injuries, anything like that, guys step up. Guys got to be ready for their opportunity, and I think this situation is no different than that. This league's about the next man up mentality, and we got to be ready to step in and make plays. So, guys might be in different spots. Guys might be doing some different things. Guys might be doing the same things. We just gotta make sure we're doing those things and we're focused on our jobs and doing them better to go out and get a win this week.
Well, what about Nick coming back? Just what kind of a lift do you think that'll provide?
I mean, it's exciting to see him out there, and it's been fun watching him. I've been around Nick, but this is the first time seeing him practice, seeing him run around. His work ethic and his whole demeanor, the way he approaches the game and the way he approaches the week, it's just infectious, and it's really exciting for me as a coach to just be around him and be around, watch him practice, watch him prepare, and I'm excited to see him out there.
What's a realistic expectation?
That's a great question. It really is. I think as we go through the week, we're still early in terms of that evaluation of where he's at in terms of workload and those types of things. So I think that's still a work in progress. We want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for us and for Nick to make sure that he's available for the long term. So we're going to constantly evaluate that throughout the week, and we're not going to rush any decisions on how much, what plays, what's, anything in terms of Nick we're not going to rush any decisions on that.
How do you
Looking
think,
at, some of the numbers right now, you guys are running the ball fairly well in comparison to the passing game when you get the opportunity. I know this offseason there was a lot of emphasis on the pass game. With Nick coming back, with Naheem being available, is there a potential for a little bit of a shift to the run game just to get this offense jump-started a little bit?
I think that's something you always look for, that balance. And I think that when you look at our offense, whether it's now, this week, next week, past weeks, you always want to hunt up that ability to run the football and hunt up that ability to attack a defense in multiple ways so they can't tee off on you. So I think that's something that we always are striving for. Unfortunately, in some games, we haven't been able to do that for one reason or another. But as a coach and as a coordinator / play caller, and I know Kevin, I'm sure, feels the same way. You always want to be able to attack a defense with that balance and maintain that. So now there's going to be some games where they take that away, and you got to be able to utilize other things. There's going to be some games where you lean on that more. So we always want to be able to be physical. We always want to be able to attack a defense with the run game as well. So striking that balance is very important for us.
How difficult has it been? The offensive line, it seems like it's one step forward, two steps back. You get Jack back on Sunday, and 3 plays in, you lose Nick. Just developing that continuity up there, and then the kind of the ripple effect that it's had on the offense in general.
Yeah, obviously you hate to see those things, but you can't. There's no excuses. It's like you got to go out and play. Guys got to be ready to play and step up. And that's NFL. And I think that's something we've prided ourselves here. And when you look at it past years, and this year's got to be no different. Guys just got to be ready to step up, and execute and form that cohesiveness as quickly as possible through the week. And you try to do that during the week by mixing guys in and incorporating some different combinations, as well. Not obviously while letting your starters get the bulk of the work. But at the same time, it's just like we're talking about with the receiver room in that situation. Guys got to be ready to step up when their number's called, and that's just the nature of the league.
I know you guys are obviously focused on fixing your mistakes, but when you look at the Bengals defensively, what kind of stands out as areas of emphasis for you guys? Yeah,
I think the big thing is, he does a great job in giving you different looks. It's a unit that's been together for a long time, Obviously, they've been there as a staff for a long time. They've got a lot of players with a lot of experience within that system. So they could do some different things that they feel very comfortable with that changes the picture a lot for the offense. Obviously, they got guys who can rush the passer. They got some big physical players. They got linebackers who've been in that system for a long time. Athletic coverage guys who can play in coverage. But I do think the big thing for them is, like, you get a lot of different looks and there's not a lot of busts. There's a lot of guys who are in the right spots and doing these different things effectively, which is not always easy when you have the volume that they have. So I think that veteran experience, that group being together for a long time with a lot of reps in that system, makes it tough on offenses.
When it comes to the run game, last week Joel mentioned, I think in the second half of the Washington game, maybe doing a couple different things schematically. How much have you guys tweaked that maybe in the last week and a half?
I think it's a constant evaluation of where you're at as the season goes. And I think when we go back and we were looking at the run game, it was, you want to make sure we're doing the stuff that our guys are comfortable with and our guys do well and they're effective at. So when you sit down and you look at, we're good at this, we're not good at this, and obviously you've got to have things to balance it. You can't live in one sole world. So you're going to have some change up things. But obviously, I think you want to make sure that you're balanced in how you attack a defense in the run game as well. But at the same time, making sure that your guys feel comfortable and can come off the ball and do what they do best.
Why has Deshaun warranted a longer look from you guys? What are some things that make you believe that he can get the job done? I
think when you're evaluating obviously that position, it's yes, we got, we want to play well and we want to be high completion percentage for yards and all those different things. But it's truly a team game. I think we've talked about it obviously before, and just all 11 guys doing their job. And yes, there's times where a play doesn't work and we could be better at the quarterback position, but there's times where a play doesn't work and there's a breakdown somewhere else. So I think right now Deshaun's given us our best opportunity to win football games. He's playing tough. He's making plays with his feet. He's made some really good throws from the pocket. We just got to make sure we're keeping him as comfortable as possible throughout games, because when he's comfortable out there, I think there's some we're doing some really good things. We just got to do it consistently, and that's from top to bottom, from coaches being better to every 11 players out on the field doing their job and just focusing on their job every single play.
I guess it's possible this could be Michael Dunn's first start at center in his career. How comfortable are you guys with that?
Minus 3 plays. He played the full game last week, so he came in and did a good job. He's a veteran guy. Obviously, he's different than some of those other guys you have in there, so you're always evaluating personnel-wise what you can and can't do. But I did feel like he came in from the thing I was really impressed with was the communication aspect of it, to make sure everybody was on the same page. And obviously, the center drives that train a lot. So I felt like he had guys in the right spots with his communication, whether it was the backs, the rest of the line, the tight ends, with our IDs and those different things. And I thought he did a great job with that. And it's going to be a great challenge this week, whoever's in there, because they do a great job changing the picture and doing different things and giving you different looks and being multiple. So that communication for us will be critical. But I was really impressed with the way Dunny stepped in for us, and we felt really comfortable within him in there.
How did Jack do in his first game back after so long?
I think Jack's, he's got a lot of experience, so, you lean on that. He's experienced and athletic and has some good size and strength to him. So, I think he did a nice job, and you feel him out there when he's out there. You feel that level of play from him. So excited where he's at, and excited. Just got to keep that thing rolling, and best we can try to keep that mesh with the line as much as possible.
Do you feel like, or how do you feel like Deshaun is just seeing the field, finding the open man, and reading things?
Yeah, I think he's really kind of going through, and he's got really good experience, and I think a lot of times when defenses change the picture, you rely on that, because a lot of times you've seen it before as a quarterback. So I do think he's doing a good job in a lot of different areas. I think that he's continuing to grow as a player in those areas. And I think that's the mentality you always want to have as a quarterback, whether you're first year or 10th year. You want to continue to grow. So obviously, there's always an evaluation of things we can do better. But from a seeing it aspect and things like that, I think there's a lot of strides to him becoming more and more comfortable, kind of as you see the season go on. And there's flashes of us doing really good things. We just, as a whole, need to be more consistent with it.
You good?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.